coaching. The Coaching Corner with Kirk is a Wednesday show that we do here on the channel. And we hold space for your questions, your commentary, anything that is relating to live streaming or live video or content creation, because those are some of the things that we cover here in terms of coaching, video strategies. How should I do my videos? How should I pick my topic? How do I define my target audience? What makes a good value proposition? How should I view the whole process of creation, right? The entire cycle from start to finish, and then, going back to the beginning all over again. Where should I get my ideas from for my videos? How should I formulate my my rhythm, as I would love to call it, my rhythm towards my content calendar? And more specifically, how do I weave into it the different things that are happening in culture, right? There's trending topics that are happening. I literally just finished watching the keynote for Apple WWDC, which has a plethora of new items. Some of them do affect the creator. Some of them have zero to do with the creator at all. But it's something that's in culture, something that people are talking about. So how do you take advantage of that space and ensure that, you're in keeping with the topics that are happening in the day? And those are the kinds of questions that we hold space for here on the Coaching Corner. Your questions are our agenda. Your questions are our agenda. And we'd like to ensure that we can help to get people across the line here. I have a couple of questions that I want to start things off with, but I also want to say that I am outside of my regular time. I'm normally go live at noon, so I'm 2 hours off of that time. And that's because there's just a lot of things happening. I'm prepping to head out of the country. That's just for your ears only. But I'm prepping to head out of the country. So there's a lot of little things that I was trying to put together last minute that I was just kind of tumbled one into the other, into the other, into the other. I had a couple of shows that I needed to record. I'm actually still recording a couple of podcast episodes to kind of take me through the remainder of the time that I'll be away. These are some of the things that you want to be mindful of, in terms of being consistent, in terms of your content schedule. If you had to be away for 3 weeks, what would you do? Would you just take a break? Now, I'm happy to share that I'm actually ahead of my content schedule. So I actually only need to record one episode to be able to take the full break without doing anything. But that would also mean that when I get back, I have a whole lot of other things to do. So how many do you think I'm going to record? I'm going to record 4. I'm not going to record 1. I'm going to record 4 for the media ministry that I work at, where I serve as digital content specialist. We are all the way through the end of July, and several of those episodes have been scheduled. Several of them have not, but we are in the process of making sure those things are set and ready and they're moving. But yeah, that's kind of where we are today. 6 of you guys on the live. I see 4 likes already. I want to say a word of thanks to you guys for your support, for always coming through. Let me take a little roll call. For those of you watching this live, I'm going to be going through your comments in just a second. But those who are watching on the replay, I always like to start off by kind of setting the stage for what this is, where we are, what we're doing. And then I do want to encourage you, even now, right here, where are we at now? We're at 4 minutes into the video. I want to encourage you to write your comment below. Your question is still my agenda, even if I'm not live. I want to be able to respond to you. And let me give you this little cheat code in case you've never heard me say this before. If you ever, I mean this, if you ever want to get in touch with me, comment on a video. Don't send a DM. I rarely check those, and the settings on them are just so weird. The way Facebook does it is just garbage. And if we're not, if we're not following one another on Instagram, it goes into this other weird category, and you gotta go like 5 steps in to get to the thing, and it's just odd. Drop a comment on a video. Just pick a random YouTube video and drop a comment. Say, hey Kirk, I'm trying to get in touch. Guaranteed that'll be quicker than you going to all these other places that I never told you to go to. I never advertised those platforms. Do I ever think about it? Do I ever ask you guys to go and follow me on Facebook or on Instagram? Yet that's where I get all these DMs, all of these messages. I am not there. I'm intentionally growing here on YouTube. Drop a comment on a post, drop a comment on a picture, drop a comment on whatever. And believe me, I will respond here way quicker. Those other platforms, I can't even guarantee that it's me responding. But here on YouTube, no one else has access except me to respond to comments that are left on videos or any other content that I post on the platform. So that's my verbal contract that I'm making with you. If you ever want to get in touch, hit me up right here on YouTube. This is where we're growing. This is where the party's at. This is where we're growing. This is where we're putting all of our effort and energy. Let me say what's up to my guy, Micah Flemings. First to the punch today. He says, hey guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Ibrahim Lucas is with us. He says, hi guys, we anxiously waiting for what's coming up today. And listen, I'm anxiously waiting as well. David Hunt is with us. Thank you so much, David. You're no more in the we were getting on David in the moderator chat yesterday for not showing up for morning motivation. Equip Institute had a very good excuse, but you, David, no. David was like, oh, I thought you were gone. Nah, bruh, nah. You ignored the notification, everything. I'm just joking with you, David. You know I love you, fam. But listen, David says he's got to jump into a meeting. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for coming through and doing your moderator work. Always good. And then, of course, you know, Enea is here. So even though David's got to jump into a meeting, we are covered in the moderator category because Enea is with us today. I want to say a word of thanks to you. Oh, there he is. SBD. Simply Ball Dropping Podcast is on the live. He says there he is, hands down the best production on YouTube. I just love when you come through and share that line. It's just absolutely gives me the boost that I need. So I truly appreciate that level of affirmation. It does not go unnoticed, sir, and I never want to take it for granted. You do not have to say that, but you do, and I just thank you for that. My guy Gary Jones Jr., Dr. Gary Jones Jr. is in the chat. Says greetings, everybody. He also has the wrench. Definitely one of my OG moderators from way back in the day. Thank you so much for coming through and hanging out with us. All right, let's see what we've got. 9 people on the live, no questions yet. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. So the Why I Go Live podcast is a podcast that explores why people from different backgrounds, different skill sets, different industries, different niches utilize live streaming and what has been the results. And one of the things we've been doing in this solo series that we're in currently is I've been just talking about these solo stories. I've been sharing. So the first 2 episodes, we were debunking the myths around live streaming. So that second episode will drop tomorrow evening at around 6 p.m. You can watch it here on YouTube. You can listen to it on Spotify and Apple. Google Podcast has kind of gone the way of the dodo. So but then again, we do have YouTube. So it's kind of like, well, there's your Google Podcast right there. But yeah, the Why I Go Live podcast has been focusing on that. Then the 3rd episode, I think what we touched on, let me not lie. Let me just go ahead and pull it up because I've got it right here. Okay, the 3rd episode was oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Here we go. So Why I Go Live, let's go there and go to the complete folder. All right, so the first 2 episodes were debunking myths about live streaming, part 1 and 2. The 3rd episode is 3 critical benefits of live streaming. That's the 3rd episode. So that's what we touched on there. So now here's what I want to ask you guys. What are some of the reasons why you go live? All right, that's number 1. What is holding you back from going live? Those are the 2 questions. All right, let me repeat. What are some of the reasons why you go live currently? And then number 2, what's holding you back from going live? And so, of course, that covers everybody. Because if you heard question number 1 and you're saying, well, I really haven't gone live yet, then answer question number 2. And if you heard question number 2 and you're like, no, I go live all the time, then go ahead and answer number 1, because those will be some subsequent episodes that I put out on the channel. I will use your feedback. I will use your comments, your responses in the Why I Go Live podcast. So let me repeat that again. And again, I'm stalling because I know there's a delay. I know that, when I say something, it takes some time for it to get, work its way out to the interwebs. First question is, why do you go live? Why are you going live? Okay. Second question is, what's stopping you from going live? These are the two questions, and I hope that you guys can help me out by answering those. And again, if you have any other questions, like any other questions whatsoever, please, by all means, go on ahead and let's knock it out. Let's talk it up. Let's figure it out. Let's figure out how it all works. Come on now. Let's see here. So, other thing that I want to do is I want to open up. I want to open up the Zoom room for people to be able to come on in. I've got Zoom already locked and loaded, so we're gonna throw that in the chat here. Boom. That's the Zoom link. If you want to jump in, come on and jump in. Love to hear from you. Hey, Foresight, what's going on? Thank you so much for being with us today. Truly appreciate you coming and hanging out. I've already dropped the Zoom link in the chat. Several of you are here with us today. And if you were not aware, man, the Zoom Ecamm integration is live. It is rolling. People are having a ton of fun with it. For me personally, there is a whole redo that I am working on in terms of my product offerings, in terms of remote production, as I look to speak to clients about some of the things that they are now able to do, some of the services that we can now provide because of this Zoom integration. I am not holding anything back. I am letting them know, like, y'all, get ready. We've got all kinds of things that we can now do with Zoom, and I want to make sure that we get a chance to hear from you guys. So I put that Zoom link in the chat and we'll see. But the two questions that we're focusing on right now, even as people are doing their thing, the two questions that we're focusing on, one is, why do you go live? What are your benefits? What's the reason that you go live for? And what do you get from it? I want to hear from you. What's your live story? All right. And then the second question is, if you've never gone live before, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from going live? I'd love to be able to hear your answers to those questions. Let's see what we got. All right, things are moving. All right, 9 people on the live, 5 likes. Thank you guys so much for hitting that like button. I'm gonna pull up a couple of things while you guys are figuring out whether or not you want to dive into the comments with me. But let's see what we got here. Let's go to the next scene. Boom. All right, so you're seeing my desktop right now, the kirkarnugent.com website. Also on this, also what I want to show you here is the howitallworks.com webpage. So you have the kirkarnugent.com, you have that there, and then you have the howitallworks.com. And so howitallworks.com, you can see our latest video, 5 types of video content you should try. I really hope you guys are paying attention to this, because these are 5 types that you should try, and I think that this is a video that has wild and far-reaching impact. we really enjoyed putting this one together. So let's get some water. All right, putting that down. Debunking myths about live streaming part 1. Now this will change tomorrow when part 2 drops. And then we have another one already, and then we have a 4th. And I think what we're working on is 5, 6, 7. Those are the podcast videos that I'm working on. And so I'm waiting. I see Just Tornado has answered the question. I'm going to get to that in just a second. This live video Q&A. It should be today's video, but I think this is last week's. I don't think they got a chance to switch this out. This one, however, is today's video. Are you a good student of your tough times? Define tough. This was really fun. I've got a lot of comments on this one already, and I really enjoyed your comments, I have to say. Let me see what I can do here. Let's open that up. All right, skipping, boom. So now here we go. So now if you look, this is actually not the one. Look at that. So that hasn't been updated either. This is tough. This is the tough time one. Oh, okay. So the link is wrong, but the graphic is right. That's weird. Okay. So this is the one from today, and you can see several comments are here. And look, who has been responding to all of these comments? None other than me. Why is that? Because I respond to all the comments. This video dropped today. This video dropped, and we're already responding to the comments on this video. But I definitely need to get this fixed, get both of these links fixed. And I may even do that right here in front of you guys, because you know that's what we do. So I'm going to come back over here so that you don't see my password. Let's get that going. All right, I'm going to get to your question in just a moment. Un momento, por favor. So this is, let's do that. And let's go here. And the one that's live right now, boom. So we'll copy that link and come back over here. Okay, so this is, now you're able to see, get my smart mouse going here. So now I'm actually on the page as being able to edit it. You can wait for the VA to do it, or you can do it yourself. Why not do it yourself? All right, so this is today's video. This is what we're live with right now. I'm gonna click the copy button for that link and come right here. Is that the right? I don't think it is. So let's grab that. Let's grab that image as well. There we go. Right there, click, let's see that, download, save image as, it's gonna say max res default or something like that. We say save, close that. Let's go back to here. Let's hit the edit button and boom, Control V. All right. I'm actually just getting rid of the other piece, and let's see if that works. That does work. I'm actually live right now there. So then that's saved. Let's go to image overlay, choose image, update, load from file, max res default, boom. Then we click the select, boom, that's done. One down, couple to go. So now let's close that one out. This one is, that's the second one. Let's go to this one, copy that link. This one is incorrect, this tough times one. It's the right file, the right thumbnail, but it is the wrong link. So let's put that in there, see if that works. And it does. So now we can click the update button there. That's two down and one to go. So here, let's get this going here. And oh, I closed the wrong one. Gotta love that feature to be able to open back up a tab that you have already accidentally closed. So let's get this, go there, download, save image as, max res default 3. No, it's just 2. Boom. That's downloaded. Let's get that link. All right. Now we gotta get the description as well. Boom. So now Control AV, debunking live stream. So the X there. Boom. Let's get that. All right, so there we go. We have that set ready. Now let's get the link. Let's get the link. Let's hit the pencil here. Oh. Yep, that worked. So you click the update button, and guess what? We're already ready to go. So that page has been fully updated. All those pieces of the page that I said to you before were kind of broke down. I have updated them. Hopefully that was a cool little thing to see on your end. I'm using WordPress for those that are interested in, you know, what in the world are you doing there? That's a WordPress website that my wife and I manage. And this is what the website looks like when it's not in edit mode. And it looks very much the same. It's just that I don't have those edit features. So debunking myths about live streaming part 2 is ready to go. If I click play on it, it's going to play because it's my video. Now, if you click play on it, it's going to say this video is only available for members until tomorrow when it's scheduled to go live for everybody. That's what we do for members. Did I mention that we have membership here on the channel? YouTube membership. Just click the join button right below the video that you're watching on right now. Then we have this video, which is literally what we're live with right now. I'm not going to stay on that. I see you're back, David Hunt. Thank you so much for being with us. Truly appreciate that. We got some shorts that are gonna be dropping here pretty soon as well. So definitely gonna make sure that is shared. All right, let me go back to my scene here. Let's go back and catch up with some comments. Universal Soul Coach says, great teaching. Hey, I'm literally just getting some work done. I'm getting some work done. Oh, Hacking Music says, consistent pre-planning and preparation. Thank you, Hacking Music. We appreciate you. Evidence-based tools and training. I like that. Keeping it real specific right there. All right, Just Tornado says, and what's up, Yolanda? Thank you so much for being with us. Just Tornado says, I go live to help others be their best self in the image of Christ, inspiring their journey in faith and strength. Now, Just Tornado, that's a great descriptor, but I guess for me, I'm looking for the more tangible effects of your live. So you go live to help people be their best self. Why is live streaming a good tool to help you do that? So like, that's your overarching goal. That's your thing. Great thing, by the way. But why is live streaming a great tool to help you do that? Or is it? Maybe it's not. I don't know. This is what the Why I Go Live podcast is all about. And I think you've given me a little bit to work with, but if you could just give me a little more, that actually might be something that I can highlight in an episode. So why is live streaming a good vehicle for you to help others be their best self in the image of Christ? Yeah, talk to me about that part. And then what's the craziest thing that's happened to you because of a live show? I'd love to hear from you. And listen, guys, this is not just for Just Tornado. I'm putting this question out to everybody that's watching, all 10 of you that's on the live right now. Why do you go live? Why are you streaming? Why are you using live video? Why is it even a thing for you? And if you're not, my question to you is, what's stopping you from going live? Those questions are going to be very helpful for me as I continue this solo series on the podcast, Why I Go Live. So would love to be able to hear from you. And yeah, definitely drop some comments in. I'm starring this one, Just Tornado. I'm going to definitely come back to it later and make my notes and maybe even make it into a show, especially if you can answer some of the follow-up questions that I've shared. So I'll give an example because I think it's relevant here. One of the people I had on the show They are relationship coaches, and maybe you've seen that episode. It's I had John on, and then I had April on, and they both shared some different things about why they decided to go live. And so April shared that yes, she's a relationship coach. Yes, she recognized that content was one of the easiest ways, the best ways for her to be able to reach her audience, grow and engage her audience, and do some of the things that she wanted to do. But they were originally doing their content pre-produced, meaning they were recording it, editing it, publishing it, recording it, editing it, publishing it, recording it, editing it, publishing it. And one of the things she realized, she was actually very apprehensive to go live, didn't want to go live at all. But once she did, and there's a host of other reasons why she didn't want to go live. And that's why I want to hear from you guys as well. There was a host of other reasons why she didn't want to go live. Didn't think, didn't want people to argue, didn't want people to see her as the authority, didn't think that, there's so many different reasons why she said she didn't want to go live. And there's no way to edit, all this other stuff. But she finally tried it, right? At the prompting of her husband and co-host, John. She tried it and absolutely loved it. There's a endorphin, there's a rush that you get while live. It's like having a live conversation. It's like being at a coffee shop and just doing a speed dating. I don't mean to say it in that terminology, but imagine just being at a networking meeting and they're doing it speed style, where you get like 20 minutes to sit down and talk with somebody you've never met before. You hear about their business, you hear about their passion, you hear about their stuff. In her instance, it would be like speed counseling, because they are relationship coaches. So they got a chance to sit live like this and look at the camera and hear people chime in the chat, because that's what they call their viewers. They call them chimes, and they chime in the chat, and they would share with them the different things that are going on, when then they would be able to respond in real time. And the conversation and the whole live experience took on a whole different feel, such that they were like, we're not going back. Live was better for her, not just from the perspective of the content was much more original and authentic and real, but the whole process, because once that video was done, it was available for replay. And so for her, that was the story. Yes, she's a relationship coach, but the things, why did she go live? The content's already done. I don't have to edit the video. It's more authentic. There's social proof baked in. There's so many reasons. And those are the types of things that I'm asking when I say to you, why do you go live? Because you could get your message out there. You could help people to be their best selves in the image of Christ in other ways. So why is live video the way that you've chosen? And maybe you could even share why it's better. All right, so Just Tornado has come back with a response. I've just been blabbing here for a little bit. Live streaming helps me to reach those introverts who aren't comfortable going into group settings. Oh my gosh. Let me go record a show right now. Oh. Oh yeah. Let me go record a show right now. Right now, I need to go record a show. That's dope. It's so specific. It's so unique. Like we're in season 2 of the Why I Go Live podcast. And season 1 had 20 episodes in it. We're already both 4 or 5 episodes into season 2, and I've never heard this answer. That's why I love what I do. That's why I'm so excited and pumped about this particular podcast, where I get to explore why people go live. Why do you go live? Oh gosh, this is so good. All right. The other thing I love about Ecamm is that it allows me to copy and paste. So I actually can take Just Tornado's whole comment and drop it into a note document, which I have open right now. And I'm going to literally, there it is. So I'm literally going to utilize that. Just Tornado, I just want to say a word of thanks to you. I will at your channel when that episode drops, so that we can, make sure that people find and follow what you're doing. That's pretty dope. Live streaming helps me to reach those introverts who aren't comfortable going into group settings. Oh my gosh, that is so good. All right, I'm trying my best to be good now. Let me get back to, okay, here we go. Here we go. We got another one. Okay. Yolanda says, oh gosh, she's got two. She says, I use live video to connect with my audience. And then she goes on to say, also, live streaming removes the editing requirement of content creation. I love it. Let's go back here. I'm using all of these. This is a whole show. All right. Whenever I paste stuff on the on the teleprompter screen, I have to do like that to see how to get to the paste as plain text, so that it doesn't paste with all the formatting and stuff. All right, Yolanda, thank you for the answer. Oh my word. Just Tornado. Gosh, you guys are just rolling with them now. Now I'm gonna have to actually have you on the show. That's what it is. All right, so this is what we're gonna do, Just Tornado. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have you on the show. That's what I'm gonna have to have. One of my moderators, can you drop info@howitallworks.com in the chat, so Just Tornado and Yolanda can just drop an email, so we can get them on the schedule to get them onto the podcast. This is absolute gold. There's no way I'm going to be able to kind of capture all of this, because what you do is so specific and unique. I don't want it to be my voice. I want it to be in your voice. Live streaming has allowed me to build a community of introverts and individuals seeking healing from church hurt. Golly. That's a big topic. It's a topic that I'm dealing with at the media ministry, where I get the opportunity to serve as digital content specialist. We recorded an entire mental health series talking about stress and grief and loving yourself and balance and all this other stuff. But one of the topics that we touched on was church hurt. And we had Pastor Wale Adepoju out of the Pikesville, Maryland area come through and be with us for that particular episode, and talking about church hurt and really kind of defining it and helping us to really grapple with it. Because in the church, and a lot of times we just have this concept that it's not, that we put people in the impossible category. Like Kirk would never do that. No, fam. We're all sinful and fall. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I won't litigate the joint, but I will say that is a major topic, and I thank you for sharing. Oh, they're rolling in now. It also can alleviate editing, and I can focus on the next live. Through live streaming, I've been able to connect with people from all over the world, offering them support and a sense of belonging. Now, let me say this, Just Tornado. Let me say this. So the way I do my podcast, it's basically a live show, right? But the way that I do it, it's live to tape. And so so one of the things I was trying to do, I just literally had this conversation with a coaching client just the other day. One of the things that I often tell people is, while live streaming is great, Kirk's philosophy is that live streaming is the continuation of a conversation you started with your content. And unfortunately, many streamers are continuing a conversation that they never really started. And so unless you're formatting your live stream to be content, to double as content, which is possible to do, then it becomes difficult to continue the conversation. So like right now, I'm live right now, but my whole agenda is your questions, engaging with you guys. And some of it's going to be around what we're talking about today, and other parts of it's going to just be around some of the videos that I've already produced, and they're invariably somebody's going to come in the chat and say, hey, I saw this video that you did and you did this, how do I do this? It's a continuation of the conversation. And so I would highly encourage you to put out some shorter videos, and you don't have to edit them, because you're already doing, your live streams in a way that you don't have to edit them. So you can actually just record that live stream and set it up the exact same way, and then publish that video so people can watch it. And then when you go live again, you have more content that people have been able to take advantage of. The thing for me that I know is that when I'm live, because of the comments, because of the real-time interaction and engagement, which is an absolute cheat code for me, it's what I love, I'm never going to have a short live stream, ever. Now, some people have been able to do this. You see what I do for morning motivation. The morning motivation is sometimes 10 minutes, maybe 8 minutes, 9 minutes, somewhere there. But the live show is like an hour. Why? Because I just don't know how to do it any other way. So I take that down and I put back up the content so that there is content for people to engage around, short, bite-sized. People they're put off by longer content. They just feel like it's way too big an investment. And especially because of the way we do live streams, right? So, most live streams either have a countdown clock or something at the beginning where you're just kind of getting people, ready. You're welcoming people in, you're responding to comments. It's not value. One of the things I love to do when I'm doing content for content's sake, right? We're talking about the thumbnail. We're talking about that description. We're talking about that title. We're talking about that hook at the beginning of the video. Those have to be punchy. They have to be quick. They have to be bite-sized. And then you get right into the content. I haven't said my name on a live stream in a very long time. Not live stream, sorry, on a produced video in a very long time, because I don't see the need. My channel name is my name. So if you're on the channel watching the video, you'll figure out what my name is later. And my editor always puts, Kirk Nugent, live video coach or something like that on screen. So I just feel no need to say it, because it's a waste of seconds. You only have seconds to be able to hook their attention. So one of the strategies I often teach, and I'm thinking this is something that you could possibly employ, Just Tornado, is to treat your produced videos as a mini live stream, except that it's live to tape, live to drive, I like to call it. And then you can just upload that video to your platforms of choice and release it, and allow people to engage around that. And then again, like I do once a week here on Wednesdays, I go live just to talk about the content that we've covered already. And some of it's going to be Q&A. Some of it's going to be, hey, I watched your latest YouTube video. What did you mean here? And it allows me to continue the conversation. That's why I say your live stream is a continuation of a conversation you started with your content, and your content should absolutely prime the pump. It should absolutely start the conversation. Okay, Mark Collins is on the live. I'm delinquent now. I've got a lot of comments I need to catch up on. I'm just getting started teaching online in OutSchool. I'm using Ecamm Live to record my lessons. I would love to do a live stream that is specific to online teachers. I love that. I love that. And let me ask you a question, Mark. So thank you, first of all, thank you for being willing to come on today and to share that that's something that you're interested in doing. Might I ask, what if anything is stopping you? What if anything is stopping you from actually doing that? And the reason why I ask that is because it may be that it's just like, oh no, just a matter of time. I know how to use Ecamm already, so I'm going to probably do it, but I'm interested. I'm interested in finding out a little more. Oh, Just Tornado says, I got it. I'll send an email now. Ding, 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 ding. Winner, chicken dinner. We're excited. Oh, Yolanda got it as well. Received. I will send an email. Thank you. No, thank you. No. Let me thank you. because you guys are going to be guests on the show. I've got some of your comments, and I'll be able to anonymize those and say some things around them to kind of get something going. I won't be able to do the interview style videos with either of you for a couple of weeks because, like I mentioned earlier in the show, I'm prepping to go on a long trip here in just a day or so. But I'm super excited that both of you are going to be able to jump on with us. I'm excited about that. Here we go. Justin Ronaldo says, I stripped the audio and split it into Spotify on a podcast. Oh, that's dope. That's very wise. Talk about repurposing. That is clutch. I repurposed the live stream into shorts and reels, which catch their attention and bring them to the live stream. Their response also gives me new content. Yes, it does. On exactly what their pain points are. Ooh, that's good. And so the only thing that I would, like I said, now everything you're doing, you're firing on all the cylinders. The only thing that I would add is specific standalone content that's not repurposed, that's not part of a live stream, because a live stream, it does have a certain flair to it. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I hope that makes sense. But I want to say a word of thanks to you for sharing, because I could not agree with you more. My K-Walk comedy is on. What up? She says hello to you, my guy Alfreys Edwards. Oh my goodness, much love, Kirk. Starting to implement a lot of your advice into my church's content. Listen, Alfreys, man, thank you so much for coming through. Love it. Absolutely love it. You know, another thing that I as I see Alfred's in the chat, another thing that I've been meaning to do, and I'm going to make another note of that, is some guidelines for online chat moderators for faith-based organizations, especially if you have a large group. So the church that I serve as media pastor at has anywhere between 5,000 to 7,000 active live viewers every Saturday. And so one of the things that I've done with my moderator crew, which they are they are ridiculous. These guys are so dedicated. Wow. I send them an email every Friday with all the different things, the different points from the sermon, the scripture text, everything. The sick and shut in list, the prayer requests that we're praying over. I send them all that stuff on Fridays, and then they just interject them into the chat. I send them a set of links that we know we're going to be pushing for that particular worship experience. And they just, with their own discretion, with their own decision, without any guidance from me, they just boom, 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 boom. Now, we have done a lot of training. And so some of the training pieces that I've done with that group is what I want to make available in a more public fashion. So if that's something you're interested in, if you're watching this live or on replay, just go ahead and drop a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Michael Drummond is on the live. What up? Thank you so much. Mark Collins is back. All right, Mark Collins, I think you had something earlier. Yeah. Oh, that was about the teaching thing. Perfect. Let me see what we got. So no, Just Tornado says, yup, gotcha. Good. And she says, that makes complete sense. And I've noted it down. Thanks, Kirk. Absolutely. This is what the Coaching Corner is all about. This is what it's all about. And I thank you for answering my question. And let me just say it again for the others that maybe didn't catch it earlier. We're asking two questions. Why do you go live? I want to know that. I want to know, what is the purpose? Like, we know you know what your target audience is. You know what your topic is and your niche. I'm not asking what that is. I'm asking, why is live video the vehicle through which you're getting that done? Why do you choose to use live? And so we've gotten some really dope answers so far, and I'm looking to cobble them together to make that into another Why I Go Live podcast episode. So, but if you have an answer to that question, I'd love to hear from you. And then on the flip side, and this is where I'm about to get back in with Mark Collins, if there is something holding you back from going live, what is it? Help me to know. I would love to know what is stopping you from going live. And for some of you out there, I don't know, but I'm not jaded to believe that all 13 people that are watching right now are commenting. I know that that's not true. I know that some of you are watching and you're not going to comment because you never comment, and that's okay. But I see your number, and here what I'm saying is, So for some of you, that question is hitting hard because you've never considered it. Why don't I go live? I've got a message. I've got an audience I would love to grow. I've got stuff that why don't I go live? And maybe some time, a thoughtful moment to just kind of consider and ponder that. Why don't I go live? I took a guy, okay? This guy had been talking about going live for 6 months. And to be clear, it has nothing to do with him not finding me, even though we did get him across the line, but it was not about him finding the right person to help him. The reason why it took him 6 months is because in those 6 months, he wasn't really serious. But as soon as he had a why, he was like, I need to find somebody who can help me to get live quick. I don't want to figure it out. I don't want to bumble at it. I want to get this thing done. He paid for a session. In that 1 hour session, we were able to get his account created on the platform of his choice, which in his case was StreamYard. We were able to get his webcam and his microphone connected up and set up. He's even come back since then, and we've gotten him some upgraded equipment, but we were able to get him all the things that he needed. And this guy was live streaming twice a week within 24 hours of my session with him. He was comfortable enough to go live twice a week within 24 hours of finishing a session with me. Now, I want to be clear. It wasn't about him having the session with me. He booked the session with me because he did not want to stumble. He didn't want to feel his way through the dark. He wanted the easy button. He wanted the cheat code. That's what an hour consultation is. All of the information I teach is on my YouTube channel. You don't have to pay for the membership. You don't have to join the Workers Warehouse. But if you want the cheat code, if you want the easy pass, if you want the up, down, left, right, A, B, start, then you come into consultation. Then you come into coaching. Then you come into the Workers at Warehouse. You'll find the resources. You'll find the templates. You'll find the things there that will help you to do that quicker. So I want to be clear. It wasn't because don't miss it. He, for 6 months, bumbled around because he didn't have a why. Live streaming was a cool idea. It was a concept, but he didn't really have a reason to go live. And so until he had that reason, and as soon as he did, he was like, I can't wait on this. I can't pause. There are people out there that need this information that I have to provide, and I've got to get it to them. So whatever the hurdles are, I got to figure out a way to get over them and get this information out to people at scale. I love that stuff. Okay. All right. I'm so excited. Can you tell? I'm excited. Mark Collins says, I'm trying to figure out how to schedule the live around my full-time job work schedule. I work a rotating shift. It would not be possible to do a show at the same time each week. Mark. If we were in a coaching session, Mark, if we were by ourselves, it'd just be me and you, my response to your message would be, what are you going live for? Yeah. Because your response, the whole message right there, and it's perfect for me, by the way, because that helps me in terms of my Why I Go Live show. But your response, the entire message is all logistics. Those logistics can be figured out. Those can be figured out. What is non-negotiable is why. Do you believe that there is a teacher out there that needs the information that you're going to share? Do you believe that there's a teacher right now searching for an answer to a question that your content would provide, and they're not finding it? They're not finding it because you haven't created it. The question is, why? Why would you go live? Now, you said something earlier, talked about, the desire. Now, you're using Ecamm to do your teaching. You're teaching in this really dope platform. The name of the platform is slipping me right now. Here it is. Yes, OutSchool. Yes, you're teaching online on OutSchool. You're using Ecamm Live to record your lessons. And then you said, I would love to do a live stream that is specific to online teachers. And my question is, why? Now, it may seem like my question is, why do you want to go live? No, my question is, why would you love to do a live stream that is specific to online teachers? Why would you want to create that community? Why? Answer that and you'll have your true north. Answer that and you're going to figure out your way forward. Answer that and you're going to say, that will determine whether you will continue to allow the logistics to be an excuse. Why would you want to create a space for online teachers? Could it be that you don't, as you were coming into the space, you could have used an online space for teachers? See, and as you continue to build on that why, as you begin to look at that why for what it really is, you begin to really see why you would create that type of content. And that's going to be your true north. That's going to keep you going, even when 2 people are watching or none, because you're not putting it out there. You're not putting it out there for the vanity metrics. You're not putting it out there for yourself. You're not putting it out there so that you can be seen and have your name in lights. You're putting it out there because you could have used this space for yourself. I'm taking some liberties, I understand. And because it may not be your story. I'm just using it as an example. I'm using it as a launch pad. And I hope that that's okay. And I hope that others are hearing what I'm saying, because you can extrapolate this out to be a microcosm of your own situation. But you're doing it because you maybe could have used that space yourself, but none existed. And the best person to create this space is the person who felt the need of it in the first place. I never felt that need. I've done a lot of online teaching, never felt the need to create a space for online teachers. But the fact that you did, it says something to me. And when I deal with people who are, don't have, they don't believe in a higher power, they don't believe in God, and that's, a lot of people are like, man, you gotta preach to them. No, no. You don't have to. Do you know why? Because that person felt the impression that this space should be created. I don't need to draw a straight line from that impression to the Almighty, but that's what's there. Whether they want to talk about it or not, that's exactly who dropped that into their spirit. To become the solution to the problem. A lot of people will see the problem, but never recognize what the solution could be. People who are sensitive to the fact that this could solve this problem, they're the ones that God is, let me get out of your way today. There we go. Listen, and I hope that I didn't step on your toes too much, Mark. I just was using your example. I hope that that's okay. And I apologize if it wasn't, but I just wanted to use your example as a microcosm of what I continually come across in coaching. And I hope that that's okay. I'll just leave it there. But you've given us some further context here by saying, to be completely honest, I am new to content creation, so there's some hesitation with that. But since I've found the Ecamm fam, my passion for using the technology is driving me towards getting started, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that for you, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna change your life. You'll be sitting on panels. You'll be walking onto stages to share what you've learned by creating a space for online teachers. It will, oh gosh, I'm gonna Mark Collins says, I heard you on another show say that live streaming is a vehicle of the future, and that resonated with me. You're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. I say that all the time. Probably need to slow it down, but I am simply your driver's license instructor, because live streaming is going to become like driving. We will all do it. We will all do it, even if you have to hire a remote producer like me to drive for you. Lurkers are always around, K-Walk. You know that's the truth. You know that's the truth. David Hunt says, thankful for the lurkers. Thank you, lurkers. We appreciate you. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Why do I go live? Helps me bound my... What? Helps me bond with my brother and our audience. Oh, okay. I just realized that there was one too many letters in that word. Helps me bond with my brother and our audience. This is dope. Okay, let me... K-Walk, go ahead and hit that email as well, okay? info@howitallworks.com. I want to get you on the show. I want to get you on. I want to get you on. Yes. Get this, let's paste that in here. I want to get you on the show. Why I Go Live podcast. I want to get you on. And yes, go ahead and hit that email. info@howitallworks.com. Drop me an email that just says, hey, WIGL guest. Just that alone, and my VA will respond back with the proper link for you to be able to get on the show. Okay? That's not a live show. It's something that we do that's pre-recorded, and it's produced and then edited, and then we release them on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's the Lord's time zone right there. But so it can be at your own leisure. You can pick a time from my calendar where we'll both jump into Riverside FM and we'll record it, and my editors will take it and make it look nice and pretty. And it's a really dope podcast. If you haven't checked it out before, just go to howitallworks.com. I literally just set up the podcast episode for tomorrow, which is already ready and waiting to go. So, but yes, info@howitallworks.com. I would love to be able to dive a little deeper with that. One of the things that she said, as I'm looking at my time and I'm almost done, but one of the things she says is, it helps me bond with my brother and our audience. I want to say this. I got a chance. I got a chance, as I mentioned before. I talked about John and April Nixon. This is the relationship coaches that I had on the Why I Go Live podcast. I had them on individually. And one of the things, but I've also been able to interview them on a different platform, on the Breathe podcast, which is a podcast that I do for Breath of Life. But I had them on there, and one of the things we were talking to them about was that even while live, there are things that they are learning about one another that they would not know otherwise. Is that crazy? So when K-Walk says, I go live to bond with my brother, I want y'all to know that's real. Like, that's scientifically proven. I can't tell you, I do a live show with my wife called the Incubator's Couch, and there are things that I'm learning about her as an entrepreneur and a business owner when we are live for that show that I would not otherwise learn, because I don't engage with her like that. So not on that side of the business, we engage, we talk about the business, we talk about our hopes and dreams and what do we want to do in terms of growth, but I don't engage with her on a day-to-day, on a client-by-client basis. Sometimes we chat, but when we're on the couch is right there, that's why I'm pointing like this. But when we're on the couch and we're talking to one another about that particular client, that particular engagement, that particular project, that particular deliverable, when this thing happened and these incidents and stories arise, I'm learning about her and I'm bonding at a deeper level. So when she says this comment right here, I go live to bond with, that is not hyperbole. That is not, I'm telling you, for the people out there in the back, for the lurkers, for the folks who are still on the fence, not quite sure if they want to do this live streaming thing, I'm telling you, for beyond the shadow of a doubt, that right there, that's a bonding tool. How do I know? I talked to you about the show with my wife. Let me tell you a different instance. I work as a remote producer. I produce shows for clients. I crafted a show for a client, and I told them, I was like, live video is going to be your answer. And they were like, I don't understand how live video is going to answer this particular question for me, but I'm willing to give it a try since you seem to be so confident. And this guy I said to them, give me the name of 3 different companies that you want to do business with, but you don't have a relationship with. And he was like, oh, hold on my calls. And he wrote down a list of 5. I said, okay, but we'll do a limited engagement. I wrote up a contract. I was like, I'm going to produce 5 shows for you. We did the pre-rolls, we did the advertisements, we did all of the things to quote unquote launch the show, because the show has to have its own footprint, has to have its own gravitas. It has to have its own authenticity. People need to Google the show and see the show page come up and see other things there so that they know this is a real entity. So we did all of that. And then we send out an invite, official invite to one of the first company that was on his list of 5. And our process was simply that if you're going to be a guest on the show, all we require is a 20-minute pre-show tech check. That's a totally different day. We require the actual show itself, and we just ask that you share the link on your socials, on your business socials. That's all we ask. In that 20-minute pre-show tech check, we were able to walk them through, a couple of little things. I disconnected from the tech check. I left my client and the representative from the entity that he wants to do business, I left them in the digital room for them to be able to chat it up. They were able to book business with that person before we even recorded the live show. The guy says to me, we have so much in common because our businesses are so aligned that we actually were talking for hours and became They bonded. Oh, this is so good. They bonded. I need to just shut up now. Listen, live video, it's a game changer. I can guarantee him there is someone searching and they're going nuts waiting on him. You've got this, Mark. Oh, come on. I love this. Going live is less stress on the back end. When I'm done, it's mostly done. No editing. Question: has anyone had any live issues with Facebook and StreamYard recently? Used to be seamless. Man, I'm telling you, Miss Tanya TV, it has been a nightmare. Facebook is changing all kinds of things with their live, not just for groups. Now, groups that's fallen off the table, almost quite literally. You have to do RTMP now. But even for professional pages and profiles, there is a minimum requirement that you now have to meet. And I get it. I understand they're trying to cut down on the amount of nonsense that's out there, but man, it has become really difficult. And so I resonate with you that I have seen that, but I do not believe it to be on the platform side. I believe it is on the destination side, and in this case, it's Facebook. That's my take on that. Just Tornado is agreeing. Yes. And I made the leap finally to Ecamm last week and dropped down to basic StreamYard as backup because of the issues. So you're saying that it is actually a StreamYard issue. Now, I gotta say, I'm streaming to Facebook right now to my How It All Works page, and I'm not having any issues whatsoever. But so you're saying you're saying the same. No, you're saying the same thing. Wow, that's amazing. Just Tornado, let me tell you something. Ecamm saved my life. It really did. It really did. I cannot say enough about Ecamm and the way that they roll out their features, the community that's behind it. It's just absolutely amazing. All right. Yolanda has a comment here. She says, for my niche, live streaming provides a space for like-minded football fans to share ideas, vent frustrations, and simply converse about the sport we all love. I love that. And I love that. And what you've done, Yolanda, is that you're tapping into, because it's such a wide open niche, right? Because it's nestled in under entertainment. So it's a wide open niche, and there's always conversation. There's not like, oh, well, I've learned all I need to. It's like my niche, right? So it's once people learn live streaming, sometimes they're just like, all right, I'm good now, Kirk. I kind of know what I need. I don't really need anything else from you. So they can kind of transition on. But with your niche, with this particular area that you're focusing on, it's not. See, I always say to people, like, what is the question that you're answering? And in your niche, you may think that you're not answering a question, but you are. And the question is, where can I go to talk with somebody? Where can I go to hear perspectives on this thing that I love? That's what your content answers the question of. And I love that, because a lot of people get so hung up like, oh, well, I'm not really doing how-to content. Are people really searching for what I'm providing, especially when you're kind of nestled in that entertainment niche? And I'm like, yeah, they are. They're searching for what you just defined right here. This is the ultimate cheat code. The more that you can fine tune and refine that phrasing, the more you can, infuse it into your content so that people recognize I'm in the right place. Oh, okay, bet I'm in the right place. I've found my home. I'm right where I belong. I don't need to go anywhere else. And that's what's so dope about content. Okay. I mean, I've got so many comments that I've saved from today's live show. It's not even funny, but I love it. This is so dope to me. All right, Mark's back. Mark says, I'm going so slow on these comments, y'all. It's on me. Mark says, I think you've touched on something there. You are 100% okay to use that. No stepping on toes at all. This is exactly what I want to do, is create a community for online teachers. I'm not even gonna say no more about it. I'm just gonna clap it up. I'm gonna clap it up, and I want somebody who's been watching this whole time to kind of, I hope you're plugged in to recognize that this is what the Coaching Corner is all about. There are things that we will chat about here, as long as you're willing to engage. But there are things that we will chat about here that we may arrive at a place that we weren't necessarily intending. Is that okay? And that's kind of what coaching is all about. I can't tell how many times I'll get into a session and we have our goals set for that session and we arrive someplace different, and that place that's different is better. Like, we're both excited that we're in that place. And I want that for so many of you. I hope that you will afford me the opportunity to engage with you in these Wednesday sessions where we're doing this Coaching Corner. And maybe for some of you, you need something a little more direct. Maybe you need to, book a session. Maybe you need to join the Workers Warehouse. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited. What Mark shared right there. Let me put his comment back up. I am excited because this is what I like. It's what I live for. It's that light bulb that's going on. Ding. And you're like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. He says at the end there, that is exactly what I want to do. Create a community for online teachers. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. That is so awesome. Okay. K-Walk says, we started during the pandemic and it takes us back to our early teen through 20s when we grew up as latchkey kids. Oh, snap. Latchkey, y'all. Latchkey, y'all. That's my people. Latchkey kids. Oh, snap. Latchkey kids, stand up. Stand up, latchkey kids. Oh, my gosh. K-Walk, you took me way back on that one. Oh my, I ain't saying no more. Listen, if you know, you know. You don't, you don't. It's all good. We not new to this. Latchkey kids, I'm done. We've had such an awesome session today. I'm over my time. I cannot thank you guys enough. You have absolutely blown my mind. I hope that all of you who I asked to email, info@howitallworks.com. I hope that all of you have, because I definitely want to make sure we can have you guys come through and hang out. This is so crazy. Let me see if I can find this. I want to find this before I go, because I don't want to miss it. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. All right, it's not gonna be there. All right, I'll have to go. It's my info@howitallworks email address is on that laptop over there, so I'm gonna have to go check that out to make sure that you guys email. I hope that you did, because I really do want to meet with each of you. I want to meet with you. I want to have your voice on the Why I Go Live podcast. It's a cool audience that we're growing there. People who are asking the question of themselves, why I go live. And I see several of you are saying, yes, we did. Yes, we did. All right, good. K-Walk, I hope you did as well. Team Latchkey, come on, Miss Tanya. Miss Tanya's going to be on one of these coaching corners with me very soon. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to try and get her on the podcast as well. Man, this was dope today. You guys have given me content, and I thank you for that. You've given me perspective and insight. You've shared with me why you go live, and in some cases why you don't. And I love it. Guys, I don't know what you can't do with live, y'all. Real talk. It's just so crazy to me. It's so crazy. All right. Yep. Yolanda says email sent. Tornado says email sent. I love it. Fam, thank you. I want to say thank you today. This session, this was for Kirk. I'm glad that we were able to have this time together. And I hope that for those that are catching it live, they're catching it on the replay. for my silent audience, I'm not going to call you lurkers. I love y'all. Listen, man, you got to know that I love y'all. I say it all in love. But for my silent audience, for those that are going to catch this on replay, I hope that there was something that was shared today that was that was meaningful for you. Something that was shared today that kind of gave you a window into what this live video thing is all about. You got a chance to hear it from some of our regulars, why they go live, and what are some of the things that they are experiencing. Listen, for K-Walk comedy, and I'm not saying this to bring down the expectation, because she probably has hundreds of people who watch her live show with her brother. But when the why is to bond with your brother and to engage with your audience, then it doesn't matter if the joint goes viral. You see what happens there? When you are crystal clear on your why, everybody else's metrics for success, they kind of just fade away because they're irrelevant for you. Same thing for my guy, the business that I was working with, who we booked those five shows. We booked all five of those partner companies and entities. We had representation on his show for all five of them, and all five of them, they were able to work out some kind of deal, launch a relationship, and begin to talk about maybe even partnering together at some later point in time. Every last one of them that worked. Didn't really matter. Oh gosh, I hope you hear this. It didn't really matter how many people watched the episode. For that client, that was the why. And we checked that box. That was the biggest tip I've ever received. Because the guy was just like, I had zero faith that this was going to work. And yet, here I am with these numbers in my phone now. I'm going to play golf with one of the guys from the other companies, and he's just like, I'm blown away. That's the power of live video. It's the power of being able to create content, the power of understanding your goals. This is why I love coaching. That's why I love coaching, because I get to be that immovable sounding board for people who are in a space where they're really trying to figure it all out. We're trying to figure out how it all works. They're trying to figure out, what is that next step? What should be my perspective be? How can I motivate myself? How do I get started? How do I get off the bench? How do I identify that why? How do I put together the value proposition? How do I recognize my target audience and really begin to build that profile? That's why I love what I do. Because I really help people to really hone in on why it is they're doing what they're doing, so that they can move forward. Call you on the tail end. Appreciate your work, brother. Thank you so much for coming through. Words for Change podcast. Truly appreciate you coming through. I love the name of your show, by the way. Words for Change. I love it. Sheesh, that's dope. I got to check you out. I'm actually making a little note right now. I like to check out people's channels who come through this show, this particular show, the Coaching Corner with Kirk. Now, let me say this. I'm getting ready to land. I want to say, again, thanks to all of you that came and hung out with us today. I am going to be taking a little bit of a break. Going to be doing some international travel here for the next couple weeks. So I will be taking a little bit of a break. There will still be content. They're just, you know, the how-to videos on Sundays. There'll still be the morning motivation on Wednesdays. There'll still be the Why I Go Live podcast on Thursdays. That content will continue to release because that content is already done. But our live experiences will be a little more sporadic. Now, I cannot promise that I will not go live from the hotel room. I cannot promise that. So make sure your notifications are turned on. It just might be a random time. But I have all my video assets with me in Ecamm on my laptop. So guess what? Your boy can go live anywhere. So don't get it twisted. If you see something scheduled, it's because I've decided I'm about to make this happen. So I'm excited about that. I want to say a word of thanks to all of you for coming through and hanging out with us today. It has been absolutely amazing to hear from you, for you to answer those questions. Why do you go live? Why haven't you go live? And for us to just kind of be able to engage and talk about this thing called content creation and what our whys are and what are some of the benefits that we're seeing. It's absolutely amazing. It's your boy, Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention. We will see you around these internet streets or in the next video. Grace and peace. Listen, fam, I want to say a word of thanks for coming through and hanging out with us today. If you watched this all the way through on the replay, you might as well check out one of these playlists or videos right here, or hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's your boy, Kirk Nugent. Excited to have you.